is really happening. The robes, our caps, the fancy clothes, and pajama bottoms, the whole shebang. But before I get ahead of myself, I would like to extend my thanks to our professors for challenging us, our friends and family for supporting us, the internet for taking care of us, and Animal Crossing for helping us understand the broken system of capitalism in quarantine through Tom Nook. Thank you all for what you've done to further our education and get us here today. My name is Zaria Parvez, and I'm honored to be giving the 2020 Zoom this commencement address. Despite the pain and frustration surrounding this moment today, I'd like to make it very clear that we still did the dang thing. Our achievements, our successes, and even our failures in these past 4 years, they mattered. Our time in college has been littered with life lessons and defining moments, especially during tumultuous times. Each one of us in our own time, on our own path, and even in our own way. When I was a sophomore, I met an old man named Larry during a summer job. He would eventually teach me something very important. Larry quickly learned that I don't shut up. Bless that poor man's soul, he would always mind his own business, so naturally I took this as permission to chew his ear off. For a while, all I got from Larry were one-word responses. But day by day, he'd start to talk. He began to drop advice, and I began to collect what he said in a notebook I called Larry's Words of Wisdom, and I still have it today. One thing he told me is you know who you are by what you do when no one else is looking. Larry taught me that it doesn't matter how big or small the situation is, you have the power to be that one person who changes it. Larry's lessons feel more important to me now than ever before. See, I feel like it's obligatory that in this speech I say, in these unprecedented times of uncertainty, in a dramatic voice like they do on the news, convincing us that the inability of the broken systems to provide enough PPE for medical workers or the lost Black lives to police brutality couldn't have been made better, that we did all we could and what more could we have done? Yes, the times we're living in are unprecedented. However, what we are experiencing in our world today, the institutions that have failed us and are being exposed by bad leadership, these are not unprecedented moments. In fact, these events we're experiencing are very much precedented. Time and time again, we have fallen short in building systems on justice for all. Larry's advice helped me grow, and it manifests in its own unique way for each of us. It enables us to push boundaries, to make history, and to do things that we were told were impossible. By being a graduate of the class of 2020, in the face of absolutely everything that's going on, we have the opportunity to really see the change each one of us can make. So yes, sign those petitions, donate money, but when the yelling from the protests becomes faint, and when your books on white fragility end, and when your Instagram feed is no longer flooded with activism, but with selfies, still be the one who introspects. Get uncomfortable by asking yourself when you've benefited from the system and question how you've used your privilege. Listen to understand, not to reply. Understand systemic racism and its roots in inherently demoting and devaluing the Black body. Send that article in your family group chat about why it's important to say Black Lives Matter and not just All Lives Matter. Blow that shit up. And I dare you to even take it one step further. Learn about racism not only plaguing our country, but our entire world. Learn the names of those who were murdered unjustly by white supremacy long before the 21st century. Learn the history of the Palestinians who have been ethnically cleansed by Israeli soldiers. Learn how systems of colonization have harmed Black people and people of color worldwide for hundreds of years. Now, I'm asking this especially of you, because to me, each of you is that one graduate from 2020. That one graduate from the year our country's flaws were exposed on a mass scale that resulted in hundreds of thousands of deaths, and chose to still be sitting here today, present and ready. So the way I see it, We all have what it takes to dismantle broken systems. Each of you is far more resilient than any other class who has moved their tassels or thrown their caps. So when you reach moments of trial, I want you all to remember that we, the class of 2020, were the ones that did a million dang things. And I leave you with this, said by Toni Morrison herself. I tell my students, when you get these jobs that you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. Even if you do that when no one else is looking, like Larry said, we can change the world. Thank you and congratulations.